Hi, I'm Paul Cruz, the proud superintendent of the Austin Independent School District. And thank you for joining me in my superintendent check-in. We're talking about how we're going to open up this upcoming school year. And every single day we have a particular topic. For today, we're going to talk about multilingual education and the services that we offer for our students. And I have a special guest with me today. I'd like for him to introduce himself.
Hello, Dr. Cruz. This is David Kaufman. I'm the Executive Director for Multilingual Education here in Austin ISD.
David, thank you so much for joining me here in Superintendent Check-In to talk about something that's so important to us in the Austin School District around bilingual education, dual language instruction, and serving our students who are learning English. So we've talked a lot about the virtual classroom setting, and we get questions from parents about how we're going to be serving our students who are our emergent English language learners. How are we going to serve them in this virtual classroom environment?
So in AISD, we're very proud of our academic language programs, especially our dual language and our ESL classes, which stands for English as a Second Language. We'll continue offering both dual language and ESL programs to students who are learning remotely at home. Students will continue in their same program, whether they engage in instruction remotely or face-to-face in the school building. And these programs will be taught by certified bilingual and or ESL teachers as required by law. That will continue whether the students are here in school or at home. And some students will have a different teacher for each language, just like they do in our school buildings.
So thank you for that, Dr. Kaufman. So continuing on our theme about virtual environment, this virtual classroom, how will we be serving our students in our dual language classes?
So our schedules are going to look different when our students are learning from home, but our language instruction will continue. So the language will be balanced between both program languages. For example, in our Spanish-English dual language program, at least half of the instruction will be provided in Spanish, and the student schedules will indicate what's taught and practiced in each language. Just as they do in our face-to-face instruction, dual language teachers will use instructional strategies in a virtual setting that will help students to successfully learn the grade level content in both languages. And so they'll also have lots of opportunities to practice language in all 4 domains, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And they'll have technology tools available to them and also non-technology activities where they can practice those speaking and listening and reading and writing skills. And depending on the type of, well, they'll also have interactive opportunities with the teacher and their classmates, and they'll have home activities that they can do alone or with other family members. And so there'll be a lot of different types of activities and a lot of different opportunities that the students have, but it will all be focused on their learning academic content and learning language at school.
So I'm very proud that we've continued with dual language into middle school, high school. Some of the questions we get from parents are around middle school and high school. So will dual language be the same in middle school and high schools?
So a lot of the strategies for dual language for kids learning in 2 different languages are the same in elementary as they are in middle and high school, but our model is different in middle and high school. And at those levels, dual language students take at least 2 classes in Spanish each year. 1 Spanish language class and 1 content class like math or science or social studies, which is taught in Spanish. That will continue whether the students are learning in school or whether they're doing remote learning at home. They'll have at least 2 Spanish language classes. And the middle and high school dual language teachers will organize their lessons and activities through Blend, which is our district learning platform, just like they do for all the other classes. And Blend is where students will connect to their teachers for the synchronous learning, which means that where teachers and students are present at the same time via the remote learning platform. And Blend is also where they'll find the activities and lessons to do on their own as part of the asynchronous instruction. And asynchronous instruction just means when the learning that happens when the teachers and students aren't logged in at the same time. And so the model looks different in middle and high school, but for the families who've already been enrolled in the middle school and high school dual language programs in person, it'll look the same at home. They're going to have 2 classes in Spanish, and their teachers will be supporting them.
Thank you for that, Dr. Kaufman. And you know, we have an array of services for our students, and we have students who receive ESL or English as a second language. Explain that a little bit more around for remote instruction. What is that going to look like?
And so ESL programs are very heavily designed around helping make the content understandable or comprehensible to students. And so the teachers are trained in using sheltered instruction strategies that include things like building background knowledge and using graphic organizers, having interactive activities, and providing the students with like structures for them to practice using their language. That will all continue whether the students are at home or at school. And our teachers are learning how to apply some of those strategies in a virtual setting. The second part of ESL programs is lots and lots of language practice. And so just like in our dual language programs, the instruction that's designed for our students at home will include many opportunities to practice listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Those will continue in our lesson designs at home.
Thank you for that. And we have our parents are asking, they want to support their children is in this virtual classroom environment and setting. So how can parents support their kids at home?
Yeah, learning at school is so important, but so much learning happens at home at all times, and especially now when we've had our schools closed and our students at home with their families, learning is happening all the time. And so parents are always their children's first teacher, and they're always there to support and help them learn, or other family members sometimes. And so to really support the language learning for their students, whether they're learning English or learning Spanish or learning a different language, the best way parents can help is by communicating regularly with their own children in their home language. Talk to your children, listen to them, read to them, and encourage them to write. But then also encourage them to practice listening, speaking, reading, and writing in the other languages that they're learning. And there will be online resources available through Blend and the parent portal and the website for students to develop language skills in both Spanish and English, as well as Vietnamese and Mandarin for the students in those programs. And there will also be non-technology resources available that don't require a computer or an internet connection. And so parents can really help just by encouraging their students to use their full language repertoire, learn to practice their home language, but also to practice the language that they're learning. And they do that through reading, writing, listening, and speaking. I would just encourage parents to do all four of those things with their kids.
Well, thank you, Dr. Kaufman, so much. Thank you for being on the Superintendent Check-In. Thank you for your leadership in multilingual education. I think it's making all the difference. But I want to thank you so much for being on the Superintendent Check-In.
Thank you, Dr. Cruz. I'm really looking forward to seeing our students again, whether it's in person or whether we see them on the cameras. But I can't wait to see them come back to school.
That's absolutely true, and the learning continues. So thank you all so much for tuning in with the Superintendent Check-In. Please know that information we share with you today, we will also have on our website, our Austin ISD website, with our COVID-19 information page, and we'll have the FAQ of information presented here and additional information on our website. Thank you so much.